Hello Milind, hello everybody at Teamcore, have a good evening. 20 years ago, almost to this day, I set foot for the first time at USC. I came to USC, to the ISI, to meet with Louis Johnson, who was going to become my PhD advisor and offered me a position in his group. Louis, however, was going to miss my arrival. He was absent that day, and so he asked a colleague of his, a certain Milind Tambe that I've never heard about, to meet me in his stead. Milind told me a little about what Louis was doing, but he couldn't really tell me anything that was relevant to me because he didn't know what Louis was planning for me. And so Milind told me about what he was doing in great detail. And I fell in love. It was love at first sight. However, it took 4 months for everybody involved, including Louis and Milind, to understand that really I was becoming Milind's student. It's a long story, and I won't go into it now, but I have to admit that I was the last person to know that I was Milind's student. Everybody else knew ahead of me. But while I was the last one to know that I was Milind's student, I had the distinct honor of being the first student. Now, I want to tell you that being first is not easy. I am the first of 4 brothers, and I sometimes remind my brothers that the only reason they have it so well is because I taught my parents how to be parents. I taught my parents everything they needed to know the hard way. I was the guinea pig for my parents' parenting experiments, and my brothers got better parent for it. Drawing on the analogy, I would have really liked to tell you that the only reason you guys have it so good is because of my training. That you have published so many papers because I taught Milind how to do it. That you have an annual Teamcore breakfast because I insisted. That you are getting good introduction to science and research because I didn't. And that the reason Milind is such a terrific mentor and a friend is because I made him so by trying his patience. Unfortunately, I can't really say that. Milind students publish like very few others. The annual Teamcore breakfasts are the envy of the AMAS community. Teamcore members produce top-level research and high-quality science, and we're all getting extremely good mentoring from Milind. Those of you who are currently students think you have a good advisor. Those of us whose students' days are in the past know that we have gotten ourselves a superb mentor for life. As much as I hate to, I must admit that none of it has anything to do with me. This is all you, Milind. Being your first student has given me these 20 years of perspective. I can attest to your patience and wisdom as a teacher and advisor, and to the fact that it's only surpassed by your generosity and dedication as a mentor and colleague. I am very proud to have been your student, and especially your first student. The impact you have had is immeasurable, especially when you consider that now I have students who themselves have had students. In fact, we're looking at 4 academic generations in just under 20 years. I wish all of us, present and not present at this event, many more 20-year celebrations of Teamcore and a continuing future of collaboration, mentoring, and friendship. And to you, Milind, my sincere thanks. Those of you who are not Milind should remember the medieval tradition. First son gets it all.
Hi Milind, congratulations on 20 years with Teamcore. Thanks for my opportunity to be there and all your help and advice then and ever since. Thanks.
All right. What am I doing here? Okay, video tribute? Okay. Who? Milind Tambe. Okay, I know that name. Oh, USC, right. I know him from USC. I need some prep. Anybody have a CV? This is his CV? Oh no, it's just the awards he's won this year. Oh, I know this guy. Yeah, my email threads and all his congratulations awards. I got more email on those congratulations threads than like the rest of my email combined. What were live? And they were all well deserved. I'm kidding, of course. Not about the awards. I know they were all well deserved, but about forgetting Milind. Who could forget Milind? 20 years. Wow, 20 years. That's amazing. The way you look, I would not have guessed that you've been doing this for more than 18, maybe 19 tops. And especially with all the people you've had to deal with over the years. I mean, look around, look at them. I mean, I can't believe you survived so long. I really regret not being able to be there tonight. I'm traveling. I don't actually know when this thing is, but I'm traveling. And I know that wherever I am, you and or your software is watching me. So I'll be on my best behavior. I know that there are a lot of people saying great things right now, and some of them are even true. So I'll just go with what what that guy said. He was really spot on. It's hard to sum up 20 years worth of contributions, so I won't. But I can say unequivocally that I would not be where I am or who I am without Milind's great influence. Who is Milind? He's an advisor, he's a mentor, he's an exemplar, yes. But he's so much more than that. Milind is my guru. He has been a guide for my spirit. And all I can say to truly appreciate him is thank you. And all I can do to truly honor him is to pass on what he has done for me to others. And I hope everyone here does the same. I sure hope some people showed up to this thing. I'll see you soon.
Congratulations on 20 years of Teamcore, Milind. Can't believe it's been 9 years since we did our class.
Hi Milind, and hi Teamcore. I guess we're here to celebrate 20 years. So congrats. I was trying to think back about all the awesome relationships that formed as being a part of the Teamcore group. And when you think about it, the advisor-advisee is a relationship that you have to work on. And I wanted to thank Milind for putting up with me, because as far as that goes, I'm pretty high maintenance in relationships. So I need a lot of time, and I put up a lot of stink. But I guess to keep things quick, what I did is I created a top 10 things I learned from working with Milind and Teamcore. So number 1, deadlines are there so that you don't work on something forever. So in a way, it's learning how to be aware of, to combat and understand and control your procrastination. And the absolute worst thing that can ever happen is that you hear that a paper deadline's been extended. But yes, understanding that you need to put deadlines on yourself, sometimes internally, sometimes external, and that's what happens, and that's what makes things happen in the world. Number 2, be your own worst critic, and that makes other critics easier to handle. A lot of time was spent understanding and poking holes at things before they were presented to outside groups, and I think it made people stronger and the message clear before you release it out into the wild. Number 3, hybrids to the rescue. It was a label of a talk that Milind gave, and I really take it to heart in a lot of different ways. So something that's near and dear to me is this mix of research and empirical kind of real world testing, and where they meet, I think, is where we can have real impact on humanity. Mixing of humans and agents, getting the best in both worlds. A lot of people that know me know I'm passionate about that. Mixing decision theory and constraint optimization. I thought it was a real fun thing that I learned from Milind, is don't be religiously steadfast to a particular model or algorithm, but more to kind of a way of looking at the world and a way of kind of organizing and preparing your arguments. Another message, number 4, why wait until you get your tenure to do all the fun stuff? You should really just do it when you really want to. I think there was a time where, Milind got tenure, then Milind became full professor, and I was like, hey Milind, now you can really do whatever you'd like to do, and you got sabbatical, you could do, and kind of ended up doing mostly what you were doing before. I think is more of a testament to how you're already kind of doing the things you love, and don't wait and push that out until retirement or other things. Know yourself, so know your own limitations. Number 5, I think one important one for me is I don't like morning meetings, so I should react to that if they get scheduled. Still applies to today. Number 6, how to craft concise lists of arguments and points for emails presentation. I never noticed how meta that was until right now, but I have created a 10-point list, and in all of my technical writing right now, and even my emails, I try to make it a point to be very clear, concise, because otherwise you can get lost in all the verbiage. And also it really helps to compact sentences if you're just numbering points rather than having all that flowy language around it. It helps you make your page limit on your papers, just to let you know. Number 7, the absolute best thing that can happen to you is that someone complains or argues about your work. Maybe the second best thing is that they agree with it, and the third, but the worst thing is that nobody notices. And I think it was awesome to see some of the interplay, even when I was working, about if one group has a competing algorithm, like it really energizes and motivates and creates like an awesome kind of community and discussion if people are kind of attacking and back and forth. Yeah, as long as it doesn't get personal, it sounds good. Number 8, community is important. Like I was saying before about the relationships in Teamcore, about the relationships in the research community. Milind's always been a good example of how to handle that. Number 9, very important to me, is peer. I think one thing that I found very appealing about the way that I was able to interact with Milind is how he treated me like a peer. A lot of other people I know that went through programs didn't have a exposure to, let's say, the grant writing process or all the background politics of what happens to make things work, versus just getting your blinders on and saying, oh, I'm just looking at my own little research problem and the rest of the world will just fall into place. And it really helped me as I went out in the world and then had to get my own funding and had to explain and understand the bigger picture. And I like to think that because we were kind of thought of each other as peers in a lot of ways, then we were able to learn from each other better, and we were able to change each other for the better. And number 10, finally, life is full of ends, but those are really just another name for beginnings. I think that when I was trying to finish up my thesis, I was so hyper-focused on like, how can I get the perfect exact wording here, and I want to make sure this is the best, but it's not the end-all be-all, and you're never going to get it perfect, and you have to be willing to accept that. But you should be proud of it, and you should really look on to what you could build on top of that and move forward. And I think that's a good way to end here. Like this is hopefully not going to be about looking back and being so much nostalgic about what 20 years have been, but like if you could accomplish all that in 20 years, I can't imagine what's going to be possible in the next 20, and look forward to being part of the alumni that gets to hear all about it, and hope to talk to you guys soon.
Dear Milind and Teamcore family, big congratulations from Singapore. Time flies. It's been more than 3 years since I left Los Angeles, but I feel I'm always with Teamcore. I still work with Milind and many other Teamcore members. Thank you, Milind, for all your help and guidance. And you taught me not just about how to do research, how to make presentations, but also how to treat people and many other aspects as well, which are extremely important for my future career. I have a request to current Teamcore students. We have a meeting with Milind, and you find that he has continuous work for quite some time, having meetings and so on. Please request him to take a break. You can even request him to go downstairs and buy a coffee. He will not blame you, and because he might need coffee as well. We all know that he cannot survive without coffee. Unfortunately, I cannot be with you tonight, and I hope I can join you at future events in 10 years, 20 years, and 30 years. Enjoy tonight, and cheers.
When Milind started researching over 20 years ago, he probably had a quiet life with a simple goal: do wonderful research and publish for the good of the academic community. Given his endless stream of influential publications and accolades, there is no doubt that he has succeeded in that pursuit. However, 20 years ago now, a lone student who didn't even know who Milind was came along and decided to turn that quiet life completely upside down.
While Gal's testimony already describes the headaches he gave Milind, there was something about helping this raucous student that resonated with Milind. If we refer to it as the global scientific community, Teamcore has become its own continent now. Milind, it has been such an honor and pleasure to work with you over the past 8 years. I applied only to the MS program 8 years ago and had a conversation with you to join Teamcore. You pulled my application up, we had a discussion, and you accepted me as a PhD student. I've ever been so grateful for that.
And while we all know how much trouble Gal must have been, you continue to put up with even more unruly students, such as myself. Without your constant guidance and patience, I'm not sure we all would have made it where we are today. Well, at least I can say that much for myself. With an ever-expanding team, I'm surprised we haven't made all your hair white yet.
As we stand in this brand new yet unfurnished Armorway office, we can only but reflect on how your drive for use-inspired research has taken a life of its own. Indeed, this Teamcore family has now gone on to become academic leaders, industry leaders, entrepreneurs, but most importantly, a network of close friends, mentors, and colleagues. One we all know we can turn to when we need advice or any assistance.
In 20 years, you have touched all of us in a uniquely positive way, helping us all learn and grow. Now we collectively are working towards helping people all around the world. We look forward to seeing just how much more this family will achieve in the next 20 years.
Congratulations, Milind.
Hi Milind and Teamcore friends. First of all, big congratulations and thank you Milind for 20 years of your mentorship and friendship. I truly feel honored to be part of the Teamcore group. Initially I thought I wanted to convey some awesome combination of words here, but I realized that I cannot really beat Gail anyway after seeing his video, so I will just keep it simple here. Milind, you're not a stereotypical advisor at all. I learned a lot from you through your boldness, passion, dedication, efforts, and guidance. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I also hope our Teamcore group and family would continuously grow with lots of success and achievements. Keep in touch and thank you so much. Bye.
Congratulations, Milind, on such amazing achievement. 20 years with more than 20 PhD students. This is really something amazing. As I always told myself, I feel very fortunate to have you as my PhD advisor. The time I spend doing research with you, or the suggestions, advisories I get from you, I always get inspired by them. In fact, such appreciation grows even after I graduated because, you're just one of the best advisor, supervisor out there. So for those of you who are still in school, you should really treasure your time spent with Milind. So I look forward to the next 20 years. It's definitely gonna be an even better 20 years. I can't wait to hear more great news from the Teamcore family.
Hi Milind, congratulations. Sorry I can't be at your dinner, but yeah, I just want to say it's really amazing what you have accomplished in 20 years. I think the whole new research fields that you've created, the real world impact that you're able to kind of apply your research to, and also kind of the students and the postdocs that you mentored, that hopefully will carry your legacy forward. Yeah, I just want to say briefly that thank you so much for all your help, support, and your inspiration and your advice, and thank you to everyone in Teamcore that I spent time with for I guess the amazing time that I kind of experienced. And that's it. Thank you.
Milind, congratulations of 20 years of Teamcore. It truly has been a blessing and an honor for me to be part of this Teamcore family, and it really is a family. I'm just so fortunate to have had you as my advisor, and you truly are the best advisor, as I'm sure others will testify and probably have already mentioned. So congratulations once again, and looking forward to what the next 20 years will bring. Just different research areas, projects that Teamcore will be a part of, along with the global spread and influence that Teamcore has along the world. So just congratulations, take care.